Hi, yes, it is your dorky friend Lisa, and I'm sorry I've been on hiatus. Yes, life does happen. Thanksgiving, my birthday, I got sick. That was fun. Anyway, but for all of you guys out there, I'm back. Yes, I'm sorry. I'll try to post more in the new year, hopefully to get you to read. So, since I had been on hiatus, I had tons of ideas and stuff and just didn't do so, I couldn't decide, did I want to do a library haul? There's so many good books out right now, and of course, Guru by RuPaul just came out. Gotta love Ru. Erotic Stories of Punjab Widows. Sounds very interesting also. I had a birthday, like I said, so of course I got some lovely gifts. And, you gotta love Neil Patrick Harris. But there was some news recently, some big news I feel like in the literary world, some female giants in the industry. I had a couple of announcements and I felt that they were very important and needed to be talked about. So without further ado, we're gonna go into the announcements. All right, so after 3 decades, Miss Margaret Atwood has decided to do a sequel to The Handmaid's Tale. This book is legendary. This book obviously has had a TV show that's ran 2 seasons. It had a movie. It's well written, highly entertaining, says a lot about society. It's an excellent read. And again, it's been out since 1985 and it's still being purchased. It's still a great read. So finally, she announced earlier, well, not quite, recently, not that long ago, that she's going to, that she's been working on a new, a sequel for it. It's called Testament, and it's coming out in September of next year. So everyone look out for that, and should definitely go read that. And also, one of my favorite authors, Miss Judy Blume. We all grew up reading her. She has influenced, more than likely your mother, your sisters, your aunts, your best friends. She is female empowerment, I feel like, and she finally agreed. Her legendary book, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, is going to be made into a movie. This, you don't understand how monumental that is for authors. Honestly, I personally hate that, they have to kind of take books and turn them into movies and TV shows. Not that I don't enjoy them. It's just a lot of times they are not as good as the book, obviously, and a lot of times they ruin the material, I feel like, but it does get an author's voice out there. I personally talked to 2 different well-known authors about this, one who adamantly refuses to let his material be used, and his reasoning behind it I completely agree with, and then another author who, he's like, you don't like it, but you gotta play the game, and it does help with, sales, getting your work out there. So I completely understand it too. And she being kind of a legend, I feel like she can't afford to not give permission to, some of her greater books. I mean, other stories of hers have been, turned into movies, but it's been so long that nobody even remembers them. But anyway, so we're gonna go a little bit into Miss Judy Blume, if you are not familiar with her, which you should be. So Judy, like I said, influenced most of us females growing up. She had, of course, everyone knows the Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, as the period story. That's kind of how it's labeled. But it's honestly more of a coming of age story. She basically is accepting, changes in her body, accepting changes in her, I think her family dynamic, changes in her friend dynamic. She is growing up and she's accepting and trying to learn things for herself, she's delving into learning about religion, herself. It's a great growing up story. If you never read this, please do. She also has a little lesser known one, which is It's Not the End of the World, which is about a young lady's parents getting divorced. And, I, being super young when it happened, I had trauma, of course. We all do. But I feel like when you're a little bit older and you've had your parents together most of your life, it does tend to affect you, and you make it into, you feeling like it's your fault. And just because you when you're a kid, you kind of want to blame everything on yourself. But this kind of helps you learn to accept, people aren't, perfect, and life happens, and things aren't, your fault. So those are good. And also, these are two books that are together, honestly, which is Just As Long As We're Together and Here's to You, Rachel Robinson. Kind of teaches you about being a true friend, about friendship, growing up, and how, life changes and things happen, and of course, but always, sticking with your friends. So I appreciate that. And then there's Denny, which is a young lady, again, trying to come to acceptance with her body, and kind of realizing, I think that, her parents aren't perfect, and, and life isn't perfect, and she has to kind of, deal with the fact that, she's gonna have to accept, imperfection in herself and the world. Then there's Forever, which is about a young lady losing her virginity. And it kind of also, helps you realize, that we're all going to grow up. We're all going to do it at some point in time. And, just kind of go with the flow in life, I guess. But again, it's a good story. And then, of course, there is Blubber, which is about a young girl who is a bit overweight, and bullying and that kind of situation, and how, how to deal with it, basically. And, again, it's a good moral story. Judy has books from all age groups. These were more of the YA and children's section, but she does have some adult books, too. And I don't mean, adult books, but adult books, She's one of the few authors, I should say, that has for all age ranges. I highly recommend her. Like I said, she is legend. If you have not read her, please do. And like I said, again, the sequel, September of next year. Check it out. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you read some of these books. Maybe if you're interested in me doing a further review on, my birthday presents and the library haul, let me know in the comments below. And if you ever have any questions, of course, about a book that you're interested in reading, and let me know, and maybe I'll read it and I'll tell you if it's good or not. Have a good one, guys. Bye.